morning, JAG family. Welcome back to JAG News Desk. This month, we want to focus on goal setting. And we have brought an outstanding young lady who is making huge waves in her JAG program. But before that, I want to go through some announcements to get us started. By now, your elections should have been conducted within your own JAG chapters. Congrats to all those who will be serving as JAG officers. Woohoo! As JAG officers, you will all be taking part in the JAG Leadership Development Conference taking place on Thursday, September 30th. Those JAG students elected to office by their peers are invited to participate. The Leadership Development Conference is a major part of the JAG experience for us. For those attending, I highly recommend you step out of your comfort zone and meet the other JAG students from other schools. Meet someone new. And in our greeting, during that time we gnap, you know, nowadays we gnapping with elbows. We're gnapping with just a simple hello. So do not feel obligated to shake hands, but gnapping does include a greeting. And a greeting can simply be just hello. Within the Leadership Development Conference, we will dive deeper into goal setting as it relates to your chapter. It will be the opportunity to work with your teams. And today we will scratch the surface a little with discussing SMART goals. This will be our first in-person event since 2019. I am so excited. So let's respect the rules of Phoenix College, who is allowing us to host the event on their campus. They want us to make sure that we are social distancing and remaining 3 feet apart and wearing our mask at all times, unless you are actively eating or drinking. The attire for the day will be casual. So wear closed-toe shoes because we will be doing some icebreakers that will require you to move around, and we want you to be safe. We will give you a fresh JAG shirt, t-shirt for you to wear. So you are welcome to put that JAG shirt on over the shirt you have, or there are facilities if you want to change your shirt. But just know that we will all be in a JAG shirt, no ripped jeans or shorts. And remember again, this will be a masked up event. So expect to be wearing the mask throughout the event. And guess what? We have a new JAG mask too. It is about to go dev. If you forgot to send us an invitation to your JAGapalooza, I hope you took some fantastic pictures and videos because we want to celebrate you. So please make sure that you send us those pictures and videos. I get excited about 2 things in the fall. One is it's football season. This week, I must congratulate those Raiders fans. I don't know what happened to my Packers, but that Raiders game was awesome. So congratulations on that win. But the other exciting time of the fall is that it is I&I season. Yes, your JAG program initiation and installation ceremonies are coming up this semester. I&I ceremonies are an incredible part of the JAG experience, and they are where we celebrate you, the accomplishments you've made already, the things that you're about to do, as you move forward in your plan of work. Thank you all for the amazing dedication and involvement that you've had thus far. And now I pass it back to Martine.
Thank you so much, Ms. Lipsy. And in today's episode, we'll be talking about SMART goals. SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. I'll be discussing and breaking down what each one of those means, but within the SMART acronym, It is the ability of allowing us to be able to structure our goals into different sections to be able to make sure that we pinpoint them and that we make them as sharp as possible, so that we know how to measure and keep ourselves accountable if we achieve that goal or not. So start off with SMART with the first letter S, specific. Specific again just stands for making sure that your goal, is significant, is simple, and just being that it's sensible and that you know where you're aiming at. You know that when it comes to this goal and achieving it, you know that you have to get to that certain place, that certain part of your life where you have achieved this certain outcome or this level of knowledge when it comes to your goal. The next letter, which starts with an M, which is measurable. Measurable really stands for how are you going to be able to keep yourself accountable to reaching your goal. How are you going to measure it, for instance? If it has to do with the goal with, making sure you become stronger, how are you going to measure the weights that you're going to add on for your exercises, or how fast you're going to run farther, or the time, or your heart rate, whatever it may be, but how are you going to measure it? The next letter has to do with A, which is achievable. So when it comes to this goal, you have to think about, okay, at what stage am I in my life that I'm able to achieve this goal, right? Do I have to be a senior in high school? Do I have to be a freshman? Or do I have to be in college? When is the point in time where this goal may be achievable for you? If there's certain barriers, whether it's a job application and it tells you have to be a certain age, or you have to have a certain qualification, right? What are those things that are in the way that just making sure that you are good to go and this goal is achievable and that there's no obstacles along the way? And the next letter starts with an R, which is relevant. So this is really making sure that you reflect within yourself and making sure that this goal is relevant to you. When it comes to your experience with the goal that you want to achieve, making sure that it's realistic, relevant to what is going on in your life. If you want to, let's say, you want to work as a personal trainer, or if you want to work in aerospace engineering, whatever it may be, there might be some sort of type of education, license that you might have to get, and really making sure that this goal is relevant in that future that you may want for yourself. And that would just keep you again motivating and making sure that this goal is just not coming out of nowhere, but it's making sure that you continue on the right track as well. Another thing too is just that making sure that this goal is time bound. The T of SMART, time bound. And what this means is that you're giving yourself a deadline. Goals, don't just gonna be like, oh, whenever I feel like it, whatever. But no, this goal is gonna be time bound, in that I'm gonna set myself up to achieving this goal down the line by completing it by the end of this month, or making sure that I complete it, at the end of the semester, whatever it may be. But with this goal, just keeping yourself that there's a deadline, and that's something that can keep you moving forward. That you have to make sure you're prepared for this date, whatever it may be. But time bound is what we also need to keep into consideration. And so with that, those are all the SMART goals that we have for you today in terms of its structure. And so now let's break it down by having our speaker for today, Javen, who is a junior at Wickenburg High School, and how she displayed the goal and structure of SMART to be able to tackle an application process that she recently applied to. And so let's just meet with her today so she can share her story and how you can see how she made those connections to make sure that she achieved her goal successfully into applying and being the best candidate for this program. So without further ado, let's give it up for Javen.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk about how I use the SMART structure. I first used specifics. I knew that I wanted to be in the Youth Opportunity Global Ambassador Program. I knew I wanted to help out my communities and communities around and build my communication skills with people all over the world. For measurable, I knew that I needed to fill out all the requirements for my applications. And I also knew that I needed to share why I was fit for the program. For achievable, I had to break down the steps in filling out the application. First, I had to give my intro, and then I had to give my interest of why I liked the program. And then I had to explain why I thought it would be a good fit for me to be an ambassador. So for relevant, I knew I wanted to improve my public speaking and be better at coordinating with other people on a project and working with a team. And I knew that it was going to benefit me for my future. So for time bound, I knew I needed to have my application done at a certain time. So I made sure I got it done ahead of time so I could have it reviewed and get feedback from my JAG coordinator, how to improve it and make it better.
All right, folks, it's time for the Wheel of Names. And so now I'm going to show on my screen the display instance and those submitted entries. And now let's pick who's going to be our winner.
Thank you so much, Martine and Javen. Students, take some time after this video to journal or think to yourself, what are some goals that you would like to take on? They may be goals just till the end of this week, to the end of the semester, or even out 2 to 5 years. Whether they're long-term or short-term goals, they can be anything you want them to be. But through the goal setting process that we covered today, know that you are capable of accomplishing the goals you set for yourself by making them specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. They will be attainable. Can't wait to see some of you at the LDC, but until then, be safe, and as always, see you next time. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace out, y'all.